Yo, Philly 254 living life. Back at it. So what we talk about today? Well, I'm gonna tell you straight up. We gotta do something about this, like this online herd mentality. And you know what I'm talking about. This is all in, especially in the entertainment industry, but it happens with I think everything. From politics down to video games, right? And right now we just talk about gaming, but this can actually kind of be applied to a lot of different things. But game-wise, think of it. How many times have you seen a game, been hyped up, and you just see that shit just get trashed in the previews and all this and all this and all that. And then you get to the game, you finally get the game, maybe you just ignored all that, you still want to try it, and you still want to give it a fair shot. You try it and you realize, damn, it's not as bad as everyone was saying. Like, it may have like a little bit of what they were talking about, but it's not that damn bad. And I ain't talking about technical stuff, it's about other things about the issues of the game, you know? That is definitely something we gotta stop, because what happens is that kills games, man. Let's look at it this way. A game come out, get previewed or whatever, and then eventually a big content creator gets access to the game, gets to play it for a little bit, maybe an hour, I don't know. And they're playing the game, and technically, you know, they're forgiving because of course it's still an early access or early preview of the game. So it might be, you know, might have some little technical issues, but generally those people are forgiving because it's gonna get right. But there may be other issues about the game that they don't like. It has nothing to do with the technical side of things. And they'll kind of say, yeah, man, this part sucked, man. It was kind of a downer for me, man. I ain't like it. I feel like if they don't turn this around, this game's just gonna suck. It sucks. They'll put on a little hot take on it, right? What ends up happening is their audience, this is usually a larger content creator that kind of gets this kind of access. Their audience, they ride and die for their content creator. So they gonna pretty much jump on to whatever he says. They own whatever he owns, you know what I'm saying? So they kind of spread the word basically online with X, Reddit, whatever. But also, what even gets even more is other smaller content creators who may have seen this dude's preview, and they gonna run with that narrative too. They ain't even played the damn game. They ain't played shit. They just gonna run with that narrative. And so that's just kind of spreading the word. Other content creators will get the same preview, and some may have similar thoughts, some may not, you know, but the ones who have similar thoughts, people really gonna gravitate to that. The reality of it is the world loves negativity, you know what I'm saying? So the world's gonna gravitate to whatever you're saying. The game comes out, and everyone's already hating. I mean, even before the game even came out, there's probably videos saying XYZ game dead on arrival, what Steam charts and shit, you know what I'm saying? This game ain't even out, how you got Steam charts of the game, you know what I'm saying? These usually the smaller content creators start doing this weird ass shit. But they do all that stuff, and then when the game actually does come out, they start putting that out for real, trying to show Steam chart sales. Look at this. This other game that's similar to this game sold way more than this. You look at this, we knew it. You know, and people will buy the game, and well, I'm saying, some people won't, flat out, based on the opinion that was kind of, the narrative that was kind of pushed out there. But then some people will buy the game, but they're already got their minds looking for some BS. So they'll buy the game, and they're already looking like, man, I'm probably just gonna play this bitch, and you know, just for like my little 2 hour or whatever, 1 hour window of refund, and make sure it's all good. But if it starts doing even a little bit of what they were talking about, yeah, it's going back. And the game probably will do a little bit, because a lot of times when these content creators get this early access and they have the little complaints, whatever, they're not unwarranted. They're not lying. The game may do something. They may have done what they mentioned. It's just that, you know, that one particular person just wasn't feeling that. Or maybe they kind of blew it up a little bit, you know, because the whole thing about YouTube, y'all know it, it's all about theatrics. So you're gonna blow some shit up. We're gonna hype some shit up, right? And they may blow it up a little bit. They may even do follow-up videos, because now they realize, oh, people kind of latching onto this. So let me do follow-up videos just talking about this. So now people who bought the game will get the game and start thinking, man, if it does any bit of this, I'm out of here. And of course, it's gonna do a little bit of that, some version of that. I'm not saying no game deserves it. Some games technically will straight up deserve with the BS that happens, right? If it's just out of this world's bad, right? But even if it just does a little bit, people just latch on. See, I told you. See, I told you it sucked. Refund. What does that do? Man, that messes up the game. The game wasn't even that bad. XYZ game wasn't even that bad. But now, because people kind of had that confirmation bias, then they're reacting in that way that they're reacting, because now online is just buzzing with this. because people love negativity. People love, I keep saying it, controversy sells. You know, if people were talking about, man, this game's awesome, man, get out of here with that positive talk. Hey, man, if you don't stop trying to uplift me and tell me some bullshit about this game, you know what I'm saying? So people just latch on to negativity and controversy a lot easier than positive stuff. So what ends up happening for the game? Well, the game may have, if the game did well, or at least did decent, would have probably had all kinds of DLCs or some DLC, you know, some expansion or whatever, you know, whatever type of game it is, new characters, whatever. And whatever. And then you probably would have a sequel and you would have enjoyed the game, had a nice little life. But now it doesn't get any of that. It doesn't get any of that. Not only does it not get any of that, a lot of times that's when the big publishers, when they notice the games ain't selling, ain't making money, they start getting weird. That's when folks start getting fired, studios start getting shut down, all kinds of stuff, you know? And it's all because of confirmation bias, man. That herd mentality. We got to stop that. That online herd mentality, like, look, the way I look at it, when I watch a preview for a game and it's just being negative, and I start seeing people really starting to rag on it, I really don't really look at those kind of previews anymore. I still look at some previews to get an idea of the game, but a lot of times what I'm looking at is, what can you do as far as, you know, builds? I don't know if you got, like, if it's an RPG, what's the best warrior build or something? Or if it's a fighting game, you know, how does this character play? You know, that kind of thing. I look at that, like guides and things like that. And because my mind is, I'm going to check it out myself and I'm going to see if I like it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. You know, that happens. There was a one game that came out. I did a review for it a while back, and I can't remember exactly what it's called. It was kind of like a live service game, I think. It was some kind of vampire live service game. I don't think it was like Vampire Masquerade. I don't think it was something else. It came out on Xbox and everything. Well, not everything, just it came out on Xbox. It was an Xbox Studios game, I think, but it also came out on Steam. Anyway, people were hating on that game hard. But I gave it a fair shot. I went in there and tried to give it a fair shot. It had to go back. Some games just got to go. And that was one of those kind of games. It felt like I was playing a PS3 version, a PS3 game or something. That wasn't what it was. But I gave it a fair shot though. I really tried. The game had technical issues too, and that was really messing it up too. I just can't remember what it was called. I might put it on the screen because now it's bothering me. My whole point of that is, when you see this kind of stuff, like, I mean, how many times have you really liked the game, but then the game dies on you? And it didn't really technically deserve it. You really don't feel like it deserved it. You know, when you see games, you see this kind of negative previews, just try not to harp on the negative part of it. Look at what's cool and then try the game out. If you're genuinely interested in the game. You know, some people just hate watch. They just want to see some hating. You know what I'm saying? Some content creators just make hate content. I don't even know if they believe what they say. They just hate just because it gets views. I try to stay away from those kind of content creators because it's like, well, why do I need to watch you hate all day? You know what I'm saying? So, because people love controversy. I get it. It is what it is. Anyway, throw in the comments. Have you seen a game that got a bad rep that you really feel like probably shouldn't have got a bad rep, man? I don't know. Avowed is kind of getting a bad rep now. You know, and I'm like, Avowed is fun as hell. But people are already hating. You know, the funny thing about Avowed is I'm looking at it kind of going both ways. You know, it looks a bit more even than a game like Dragon Age Veilguard. I did have some issues with Dragon Age Veilguard. I ended up getting it and then playing it, but didn't really do anything about it as far as any videos, just because at the time I wasn't making videos. I was still kind of in my little hiatus kind of situation, but I might do it later. But Avowed is definitely kind of going through that, but it seems a bit more even. You know, you can see some hating videos, you can see some good videos, but people are like, man, look at this. Skyrim was doing this well. Okay, that's good for Skyrim. This is not Skyrim, sir. You can go play Skyrim, you know. People throwing the videos, oh man, Avowed's already dead on arrival. Look at this BS. And throwing Steam charts on the fucking thumbnails and stuff. Man, like, chill, yo. But I'm just saying, give games a fair shot. Don't get on this herd mentality. Don't start doing this weird stuff like a lot of people, you know, we do. And, you know, even I've been guilty of it. So more to me, I had to change the way I was thinking. You know, that's why I say the way I play games now is different from how I used to. Because I would fall into that same trap too, you know? It's real easy. It's real easy to kind of just jump on the bandwagon But give these games fair shots, and not like I said, it's not just the gaming industry. It's a lot of things, you know, from politics to movies to TV shows to music, whatever, even music artists. Like, give them a fair shot. If you don't like them, you don't like them. If you do, you do. But if you don't like them, have an actual reason to not like. Genuinely don't like them. Don't dislike something just because everybody else dislikes it. You know, get off that herd mentality stuff, man. Anyway, y'all just ranting a little bit. If you like more Steam Deck, ROG Ally, news, reviews, whatever it is, like and subscribe. Cruise through the playlist.